Hi everyone, this is Heather with Twin Flame Blu-ray, and this video is in response to a long-standing YouTube friend of mine, so Run Amok Girl. This one's for you and for everybody else. I figured since she asked the question, what is a twin flame, I should probably do a video about that, and excuse my post-work downtime no makeup almost look. I've just been getting my flyers and pictures printed for the center where I work. I've got the upgraded version of those. Somebody did those for me that works with the center, and they look amazing. I'm still in shock that I'm like official and have professional headshots and a professional flyer that just looks incredible. So maybe I'll post pictures of those on the Twin Flame Blu-ray because he did a really great job and I'm very proud of those. So and I was just doing laundry and stuff, so again, excuse the the appearance, but I really felt like I needed to do this tonight because so much has been happening on my own journey with being in my life purpose and my healing work, and things are moving forward so quickly, and most of the time I'm just in this state of bliss, and don't get me wrong, there are hard times, but yeah, this is, you know, drawing this out. What is a twin flame is the reason for this video. And by the way, I am drawn to pull an oracle card or two. We'll see what comes up at the end of this. So I guess I'm back to doing some cards for the channel finally. What is a twin flame? It is the same soul in two bodies. It is the divine masculine and sorry, I'm holding a crystal, and the divine feminine polarities split into two bodies. There is debate in the community of twin flames and everywhere else. Anyone that talks about twin flames, as to whether everybody has one or not. It's my understanding that they do. I'm still not solid on that one, but not everybody is on the twin flame journey in this lifetime. So the reason that it is becoming more prevalent is because the earth is in ascension right now. If anyone watching this doesn't know my belief in spirituality and what goes through my mind as I'm on this planet right now, and dealing with the changes that are happening, and I feel them all energetically as most empaths and a lot of twin flames and soulmates and, you know, people on this spiritual journey do feel this. There's been a lot of talk about the event that happened in March. I believe it did happen, whether we saw anything physical or not. There's been such a huge energetic shift, and it's just one of many, but that was a big one. And to get back to the twin flame thing, sorry, I can go on tangents forever. The twin flames are here to bring the real meaning of unconditional love back to the planet, and relationships have been so distorted with the media and with the government, which should have had no say in what relationships are whatsoever, and you know, just the religious institutions, and it's just been really distorted as to what relationships are. People used to get married because of, and sometimes still do, because of financial stability, and that was what was expected, you know, in most societies. And so there's been a lot of distortions that have come from that. And then there's the whole romantic love that, you know, Disney and, you know, Valentine's Day and all of these things perpetuated, that produce a codependent relationship. And so as twin flames, and, you know, as soulmates, as a lot of people are, there are many soulmates for each person. We incarnate in soul groups and rotate those positions in the group through many, many, many lifetimes. So we all have many soul mates. There's not just one. The one concept is the twin flame. Now that doesn't mean like, and some people might debate this, and I really fought it and questioned it when it happened to me, but I had a twin flame embodied in someone that I met 8 years ago, and that triggered off a whole, I mean, that's your twin flame when you two meet, triggers a whole spiritual awakening. And so you also can't cut cords, because it is your own energy, it is your own soul in another body. It is a very 5D and above concept, so it's difficult to describe for anybody that hasn't felt it, because it, even in our minds, we feel like we're going crazy most of the time, because how do you reconcile a 3D existence with a 5D concept of this is, I mean, it's kind of like in quantum physics when they talk about you can see the same object in two places at once during certain experiments, and people just go, oh yeah, well that's two objects. No, it's the same object in two places at once. That's what I really like in this too. You're looking in a mirror that is your true and clearest and in some cases, I don't want to say harshest, but like in your face with all of your soul's growth that needs to happen mirror. And it can make a lot of us go through just gut-wrenching soul pain like you've never felt in your life, and then you can feel euphoria like you've never felt in your life, because it is experiencing, I can't speak right now, it's really experiencing soul source energy, because when you come together, that is the highest form of love you can experience in any realm, really, but in this dimension. And so so when twin flames are going through this, it can be a very lonely path, because unless you have other twin flames around you to understand what you're going through, your friends and family, as well-meaning as they are, will tell you, oh, forget them, oh, cut cords, you can't cut cords, you can't forget them. They're always in your head, they're always in your energy field once you meet and you start the merging process. I've been told my merging process is complete. That does not mean my soul growth is complete by any means. It's a whole other, you do an etheric body merge and all other kinds of like emotional body, spiritual body, like you merge, and you can feel them at certain times. Certain things trigger you feeling them. Like, for example, my twin, I never had panic attacks in my life or anxiety attacks, and then my twin told me that he does after I had been feeling that, and I was like, why all of a sudden in my life? And I wasn't worried about it in a way that I thought it would, like, I didn't feel like it was necessarily my stuff. I thought maybe it was like the ascension process, but a lot stronger. No, it was, then I realized it was the twin flame merging process, and it can be very hard on your physical body. As I have a twin flame reader that does readings for me once in a while when I check in, and I call them, I lovingly now call them the State of the Union readings, because twin flames are, meant to come back into union. We don't have necessarily a relationship. When you see twin flames together, you're not going to see a typical relationship, because you constantly have to keep the focus on yourself. You can't put your love and your well-being and your happiness, you can't put that outside of yourself anymore. It's very, very, very much a path of self-mastery. And so when you see twin flames that are together, it's because they've reached a certain point, and it's not that, they're perfect. They still have a lot of growth to do once you come into union with your twin. But sorry, I have so many thoughts going. This is what happens when I talk about twin flames. I have thoughts popping off. It's a multi-dimensional thing. When you see twin flames in union, they've reached a certain level to where they can be together, and or it's divine timing. A lot of it is divine timing. You can work on yourself and work on yourself and work on yourself until you're blue in the face. But if it's not the right time, because the planet isn't ready for your energies to come together, then it's not going to happen. That's my understanding of it. And I really had to, and I'm sorry, I'm sure I missed a point a few minutes ago. I'll have to go back and make another video to catch all the tangents I didn't finish. But yeah, you can't force it, and I really had to let myself off the hook. Thank the gods. I found a video series. She's called 10 of Cups Ministries on YouTube. And so I'm having to think back because it was several months ago. And there was, I think it was one of hers. Pretty sure it was one of her videos that said, you've done nothing wrong, because you carry a lot of, because there's so much pain and you're trying to make sense of this whole concept when your twin comes into your life and why you're feeling so much pain, and you can't get this person out of your head and you can't cut cords, and if you don't know what it is, you feel like you're going completely crazy. And I was like comparing myself to other twins that, stayed together from the beginning. Every twin flame pair is completely different. We're completely unique, and I liken us to snowflakes. Everyone is completely its own unique look and pattern, and it's a good thing to know your own patterns. I think I may have alluded to this, but Maya Kana and Maya's Dream on YouTube, she talks about every twin flame couple pair has a cycle. My twin and I have, it's a 1, and it's shorter than anything I've heard her talk about. We usually have a 1 week cycle. If it's not like a 1 day cycle, it's a 1 week cycle. We're very fast. We're fire. He's a fire sun sign. He's a Sagittarius. I have an Aries moon, and when we did our initial beginning of our merge back in August of 2017, I became much more fire. That's when we had the Leo eclipses, or solar Leo solar eclipse. There were 3, and I can't remember if there were 2 solar or 2 lunar, but it doesn't matter. There were so many planets in fire at that time. It made me feel like I was being like burned from the inside out. And if any of you watched the Leo King, he was in his element, and at the same time he was like, oh, thank God for this. It was like a Pisces moon or something that was going to feel like a nice cold bath finally, because we were in so many fire planets that even the fire signs were like feeling it. So it was like a whole spiritual, like, I call the twin flame journey going through several crucibles. Like, I felt like I was just, it was fire from the inside out. It was crazy. And ever since then, my fire element has really kicked up. And now I believe that because I have a Pisces sun sign, I believe that my twin is coming into his watery feminine element, and it's not comfortable. I mean, as much as I went through, I ended up going through a whole completely most intense dark night of the soul I've ever gone through. I was so scared, even when it was finally ending. Not that my push-pull feeling him all the time ended at all, but at least the dark night of the soul pretty much ended. I was, going through so much releasing of anger from past lives, my own lineage in this lifetime with abuse and things like that. That now that he's going, I believe he's going through his purge, kind of like I did with the fire. Now he gets to feel his feminine. You know, it's got to be intense for him, and that's what a lot of masculines are going through right now. So where was I keep losing track. Yeah, so each pair has to balance their divine masculine and feminine within themselves, because this is not your typical boy meets girl. It's not a relationship. It is coming back into union with the other part of yourself. And so I think this was a tangent I left off on, so this is good. It is coming back together with the other part of your soul. And the other twins that I see talking on YouTube will tell you, the moment you take your focus off yourself, even if you're in a 3D relationship or like living with that person, the moment you take the focus off of yourself and put it on them, that's when trouble starts to happen again. So it's still a constant. We have a very narrow path that we walk on, and it is so that we can be way showers into the new earth energies. And Alice and Co. I made videos and I didn't even get to post them because Spirit I ended up saying things that weren't like cohesive, and it just, my videos in the last couple of months before I started posting again were just not meant to go up. I was very much in isolation from the world, and wasn't able to really go out anywhere. And it sounds crazy, but like because of job and money and dead car battery and like things like that, universe kept me like very much at home and living, as I call it, a monk's life or a nun's life. And I just the twin flame client that I just had, he said that he was going through the same thing, like living a monk's life, and now he's finally coming out of that and being able to get into his life's purpose like I just did. But it's intense, and you want to get up and go and do stuff, and you can't when the universe has you in this self-mastery, like you are in your own energy and you don't have any outside distractions. You can't go to like food or movies or other relationships for like your outside addictions or distractions. You have to go within. And I knew it was training for my path. Was it fun? No. I'm a life path 3. I want to be social. I want to get out and do things. But twin flames are here to transcend all of like their astrological chart, their life path. Although I use my life path 3s are, out there communicating and bringing joy to the world. And I'm finally getting to do even my North Node in my astrological chart. Highly recommend for all the twins out there to take a look at your North Node and follow that to a T. Like, get on it, because you will feel such a sense of fulfillment and joy, and your twin will feel the pull to you, because we're supposed to be coming together. That's a huge thing for twin flames, coming together for a life purpose and mission. And for instance, my twin is also a healer. We're both Reiki masters. We found that out within like the first, not too long, like first couple weeks of meeting each other. One of the first conversations we ever had, he brought up Lemuria, and we are connected from that group of lifetimes. And I didn't expect, I had him pegged as, just a total meathead. I told him that because he's, works out all the time and big beefy guy. I'm like, I used to work out all the time. I've dated guys like that. I'm not going there again. Boy, was I in for a surprise. So, yeah, I think I've babbled long enough about this, but I wanted to get in all the basic points of twin flames and what we are and why we're here. And if you're on a twin flame path, you will know it in your gut. No one can tell you differently. If you feel a pull that you want to meet your twin flame and you haven't yet, focus on yourself. Focus on like going inside and merging your masculine and feminine, because once you meet this person, oh, your life will not be the same, and you will want to, for me, I was like a cat, like pushing against like a cat carrier, not wanting to go to the vet, like that kind of was like, oh God, no, like, no, I can't. I knew what was coming. I knew it was going to be the most soul pain I've ever felt, having to get all of this stuff out, getting rid of any and all, you know, karma for myself, for, like I said, my family lineage, for past life stuff, anything, any of the last stuff that was stuck inside. Oh, I did not want to be in this body. I did not want to be here, and I knew if I left, there would be no outlet for it, and I had to stay, and I had to deal with it, and it was, oh my God, it was the most soul pain. Like, you can't describe it, and you just never know who or what kind of soul is standing next to you in the grocery store line, or what anyone else is going through. So it teaches you, and I hope this teaches people, just be kind to other people, because you don't know the kind of soul pain, or you know, people going through grief after losing someone that means so much to them. You don't know what the person standing next to you is going through. So I could cry again. I think that was a tangent I left off. I was so scared after going through this much pain that it was going to happen again. And I finally come back into the lighter side of myself, and having gone through all of that, I am now finally able to really be in the light and talk to other twins, and talk to soulmates, and talk to people at various stages. I'm supposed to be helping people with relationships of all kinds. It's in my birth chart. It was, you know, something that my person who reads for me said in her intuition, and it made sense after I studied my birth chart further. Listened to her life path, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's in my birth chart as well. And so I'm finally able to do that wherever people are at on their soul's path. I can help them with whatever relationship they're working on. And it took a long time. It took a lot of healing and getting back into feeling like myself again, and an upgraded version of myself. And yeah, so sorry, it just got really warm in here. Hold on. Okay, sorry. It probably got hot because, well, I turned the fan off for this video, so if there's background noise, I apologize. And probably because I'm talking about all of this stuff, and it's very difficult at moments. I'm okay with it now, but it probably still gets my energy way up. So anyway, I'm gonna pull some cards for the day now that we're 24 minutes into this. This is from The Enchanted Map. I hope this isn't backwards when the video comes out, but by Colette Baron Reid. Most of my mini decks that I have now are at my office, and I just have a few here, and Spirit was like, yeah, you need to pull from this one. So let's see what we get. Oh, this is such a beautiful card, and it goes right along with what my guides have been telling me. That phrase that I've posted and made a video about, that home is always in your heart. And this is for, like I said, this is for anybody that is on the twin flame journey. Darn it, I hope that this video is still light enough because my battery is dying. But it is the home card, and basically says feel at home in your heart no matter where you are. Let me see if I can read this before my phone totally dies here. But I love the card itself is so gorgeous, and then when I read this before, it just almost made me cry because it's so beautiful. It says, you are comfortable in your own skin, you belong. It says, peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. Such the path that I have been on. It is time for opening your eyes to see your tribe of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Home is love. Oh, I'm gonna cry. And love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be, and you will reap great benefits by staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home will always be with you. It is where the heart is. I will leave you with that because my battery is about to die, but I will do more videos in the future. But I just wanted to say I love you all, and I hope you have a beautiful night or day whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you soon.